So we're here with Timm Hemmert of KPMG and Plaza-Bartsch of VPC on the after the future-proof procurement event that we just had here in Cologne in the Ignition Centre. Just to start with a question to Timm. So Timm, how long have you been working with VPC in this collaboration, and how did you get started?
Well, we are in collaboration with VPC now for 2 years in the area of digital procurement, and it all started with an inspiring dinner between the head of the VPC and the board member of KPMG, and the idea to do something around digital supply chain procurement. And since then we are in a regular collaboration. We started with design thinking workshops and finally ended in a product, software development product that we jointly work on.
Okay, very good. And there's a lot of conversation around supply chain management, Plaza 5.0. If we can just ask, supply chain management 6.0, 7.0, 50.0. What are your thoughts on that? What do you see from VPC's point of view?
So in terms of it's an evolution, right? And I think something that we reckon is that the only constant thing is change. We need to continuously change to evolve, right? To keep up in current and look for new opportunities that bring value to the business. I think evolving our supply chain function, keeping it up with digital developments is just a must, right? to drive things forward.
Another question, Plaza, disruptive technologies, predictive procurement, automation, these words that we hear so much about, they seem to be a really game changer. How do you see really the future of the procurement executive in light of these changes?
So in terms of all what is surrounding us, all is leading into a significant change in the role of the procurement manager. In the past, the sheer time that we've spent doing analytics, doing research, will go down and down because we will have that information more at our fingertips, and it will become more of an activity around partnering with the business, partnering with our suppliers, really focusing on actually shaping how our marketplaces evolve over time. So I think that's the dynamic that I see, really, from removing transaction activities to more the soft skills and really bringing the different parties together.
Okay. Timm, next question for yourself. One of your key messages was about having the ladder leaning against the right wall in terms of what companies want to achieve with their procurement agenda. What questions need to be asked, do you reckon, within companies to make sure that the ladder is at the right wall?
Okay, so a company needs to determine for itself where it wants to get, like strategically, and then it needs to derive how digitalization can help them to get to that aspiration. So it's that kind of, where do I want to get? And then the next question is, how do I get there? And when thinking about how to get there, they need to be aware of how to use digitalization as an enabler. And so that's a bit of an iterative play between where can I get with what is available to get where.
Okay. Most of the participants, Timm, at the event were from multinational companies, global organizations. But we know, particularly in Germany, that the motor of industry here is the Mittelstand, or the small to medium-sized enterprise. Is there such a thing as future-proof procurement light for the Mittelstand? Is it a different journey for the Mittelstand? How do you see it in that space?
Well, I think for them it is the same question, and the journey might be different in terms of enablers, like maybe not directly going into an SAP Ariba, but there are other tools, and through digitalization, even for them, there's a way broader variety of tools and support services now that they can leverage to bring into their procurement operations to make them more effective.
I think if I can add to that, I do think that what Mittelstand has now is more flexibility compared to wider organizations. That it's actually a titanic effort to steer them into the digital path, right? I think I would see this as an advantage, right? That they really can take on new things, try new things faster, and really work it through in a more seamless environment.
Plaza, if I can ask a question just on that about the procurement executive in his role within the organisation, trying to enable change. What can somebody a procurement executive do to actually enable change in his own sphere of influence in a company that has a long journey still to go in terms of digitalization?
I think, as Tim mentioned, I think it all starts from a vision about where we want to be, and how to get it done is clearly a step-by-step approach. What we've seen and what we see in the market is different solutions, different parts that form the wider puzzle of what a wider digital solution is for your company. Taking those bits by bits is actually what will bring them forward, and taking those conscious decisions that there's also some risk. Some things may work, some others may not work that well. So I think it's really taking that challenge.
Maybe to add on that, or to underline the point you just made before about this failing forward culture. And I mean, if there's a CEO who endorses that by himself by saying, look, we do a couple of initiatives, and with some of them we see whether they work or fail, that encourages the employees to be way more creative and open to play with technologies where they don't know upfront whether that will lead them to an end that they intended.
Okay. Last question for Plaza. Vodafone Procurement company is clearly very advanced, very mature in terms of its digital journey. How do you see Vodafone maintaining its competitive advantage in light of followers, adapters, and so on and so forth over the next few years?
Well, I think is, from our perspective, we are constantly challenging the status quo. Even today, we're already thinking around how will things evolve in the future, and what else do we need to do differently. At some point in time, it's becoming a little bit of part of your DNA to continuously look for new ways of working. I think we are in that path, and aim always to develop further and further. So I think that's how I see us on an ongoing journey. I don't think it's going to stop anywhere near. Yeah.
Excellent, very good. Well, thank you both, Timm and Plaza, for participating, and have a good day and a lovely weekend.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.